Hello, my beautiful baddies. Welcome back to yet another episode of Your Inner Baddie Speaking. We're back with the love letter collection, and this was a really fun one for me. I feel like I definitely grew up as like the timid, shy, definitely was more reserved, and I very much like didn't go out of my way to like experience new things. Like I definitely obviously I grew up with a family who like introduced me to new foods. Like we were able to travel, like that was amazing. But in terms of like going out of my way, like me personally, I was very adverse to change for a very long time. And I feel like I kind of lumped in change with experiencing new things, like things that were new were like, ooh, I'm changing things or I'm introducing something new into my life. And it was like this scary, weird thing. And I know that sounds like so silly to say because it's like, what do you mean trying new things? Like, it sounds so basic, right? Like, everybody tries new stuff. Like, you know, try a new restaurant or you go places. I will say food is like probably like the one thing that I definitely have always been open to. I will say that. Like I love trying new foods and trying like new culture foods. And, that's like a big thing for me with traveling is trying new foods. So like we're gonna set that one aside, but like other things like just getting out of my comfort zone, I guess. Like it felt like I was leaving my comfort zone in order to try new things. And I didn't always love doing that. Like, I did struggle a little bit with feeling open to doing those things and feeling just open to be able to try stuff, to introduce new things into my life and potentially change my life, right? Because as you experience new things and as you go through life and try something new, you might learn that you like it, or you might learn, oops, you might learn that you don't like it. And therefore, like, you kind of shift your life based off of that, right? Like, introducing something new can cause change into your life. Same thing with like introducing new people, introducing just new things in general. And I don't know, I just saw all of that as like change. And I just didn't go out of my way to really do that. Like, yeah, I had friends who would like push me to try new things, or like I would have new experiences because like going to college is a new experience, getting a job is a new experience. But those were things that I felt like I had to do. And if it wasn't something that I had to do, I didn't really want to do it because it was scary to me. And it's weird to say that because now I really do enjoy trying new things and having new experiences. And the more I do it, the less scary it is to me. And I think I've talked about this briefly on a previous episode, but one of the things that I did during my big, time of transformation in my life, post divorce, I'm rebuilding, I'm finding myself, I'm finding my confidence again. And, I say do the things that scare you. This is one of those things. I decided that I needed to say yes to more things. I needed to get out of my comfort zone because what I didn't want to do, when you're feeling kind of like a shell of yourself, like I didn't fully feel me when I was going through my divorce because I was at such a low point in my life. And so I really felt like I needed to get back out there and discover what it was like to have fun again, what it was like to do things again. And part of that meant I could not retract into myself. Like I knew that this would be a big crossroads of my life and I could take the easy route, I suppose you could call it, and I could basically retreat, just be with me, kind of be alone, and just have my little bubble. and call that safety, call that, my comfort zone. Like that could become my new comfort zone, is really sort of shelling myself off, right? Like I had that opportunity to do that and to really lean into not being open and just wanting to feel safe and calm, and mistaking being closed off as safe and calm. Because if you don't introduce yourself to all of those unknowns, it feels less scary, right? It feels like it's going to be safer, it's going to be more comforting, when really in reality, it's not. You are just literally walling yourself off, and it's not good for you. And there are certain things, obviously boundaries and whatnot, we've talked about, like you definitely have to have those in place, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about forcing yourself into a comfort zone that is really just isolating yourself. And I knew at that crossroads, I could do that, or I could open myself back up. Because when you go through trauma, or you go through heartbreak, or you go through really pivotal times, it can feel so easy to want to like cocoon yourself and like just retreat from the world. Like suddenly everything is scary. I've had my heart broken, or I've had life feel like it was ripped out from underneath me, and I need to retreat, right? That feels safe. Let me pull back. Let me go into a safe environment. And, we do what we need to do to survive, right? But when you're no longer, and it feels like you are still trying to survive, like you're going through this really difficult time, and it feels like you're almost in survival mode, right? But you're not. The bad thing already happened. The thing that you needed to survive through already happened, or the physical event happened, right? Now you're dealing with all of the emotional side effects of it, but the physical thing has happened. And now you're in that aftermath. And, you can want to retreat. It's so easy to say, I want to retreat. And I'm not saying it's easy in the sense that like, you want to do that, or like that's the more logical, or like easy in the sense that it's easy to do that. Like I don't, maybe I should figure out a better way to explain that. But basically, it feels easy to retract because it doesn't involve other external factors. There's less moving parts. There's less to deal with, right? But after you've gone through all of that, it's so important. And I've realized that this is so important to remain open, to remain open to new things, to new people, to new experiences, and that they won't equate to what you've gone through. Like what you are about to experience won't necessarily be what you just went through. And I think that's really the hard part about experiencing new things, because it sounds like, oh, like it's life. Why wouldn't you want to experience something new, right? Like that's exciting, that's fun, that's, you could introduce something that you love into your life. But when you've gone through really difficult times, new experiences feel like it's the opposite of safety. It feels like the opposite of what you're trying to achieve, which is get kind of back to like an equilibrium. Like post heartbreak, all you're trying to do is just like get back to where you feel normal again, where you don't feel like you're missing a certain person or a certain element in your life. You're not grieving a future that you were, you thought you were going to have. All of those emotions and those things are a part of, having a relationship end. And yeah, I'm laughing about it now because I'm not going through it in the immediate vicinity of what's happening in my life right now. And so I can take it with a little bit more lightness than I could when I was in it. Like post-divorce, world was ending, right? Now to me, I'm like, I can chuckle at that because I'm like, how could I think that one relationship ending is the end of my life? Because in the grand scheme of things, I am my life. I am my life. I am the whole. Everything else is an addition in my life, and I am the whole. So how could my life end because of an addition that I brought into it? And I think about it like that now, but when you're going through it, it feels all consuming. It feels overwhelming. So new experiences can really feel triggering. They can feel like they're going to interrupt your safety. It's so hard to not retreat and to remain open to new people, to remain open to love, to remain open in general, to remind yourself that life isn't over. Life is still journeying. Like, life is still, you are still on your path. You are still going to go do things. You are still going to live life. And with that retreating factor and like feeling like you might want to retreat, that retreating really means that you're just closing yourself off to life. And experiencing new things is moving forward with life. And I really feel like it comes down to that big of a distinction. I mean, when I started writing this love letter to myself, at first I was like, when I was thinking about experiencing new things, I was thinking about it from a very small perspective, no pun intended, but like from a small perspective of, oh, it's just fun to try new things. And then I thought, well, why am I writing about loving trying new things if that's just something that's small that I like to do? And I realized that there was so much more behind it, that I felt scared to do these things previously, that I felt closed off to do these things. And I made the conscious choice not to close myself off. I mean, post-divorce, I decided I had to make the conscious decision to say yes to things that I knew might make me feel uncomfortable, that I knew might make me feel anxious, might make me feel nervous. I mean, my anxiety is like, no, let's stay safe. Like, keep everything at bay, keep people at bay. What if everything goes wrong? What if you go to a party and you hate it? I mean, like, that is how intense anxiety and nerves and new things can be. Is like, I have definitely struggled with social anxiety in addition to just anxiety in general. And my brain would literally tell me that going to a party or like going to a dinner with people that maybe I hadn't met before, I only knew like one or two people, was like such a fragile, scary thing. I was like, oh no, like, what if I don't have anything to talk about, or I don't have anything in common with these people, or what if, right? And it was only bad things. And so that's why it feels easier to retreat, especially when things make you nervous and can make you feel anxious, because all of those thoughts are telling you the negative, right? They're making new things and new experiences and all of that negative because of shit you've gone through, or just in general. Like, sometimes I've just had anxiety in general, but typically it will stem from something else, and it becomes scary because I don't want to get into another relationship and get my heart broken, or I don't want to invite another friend into my life that I discover does not have good intentions for me and has actually never been really an advocate of me, and our friendship was never really genuine. You know, I don't want to invite new experiences in that are going to cause me pain. But that's also just life. You don't know what's going to hurt you until it hurts you. And when something hurts you, if it does, you have to be strong in yourself and comfortable in yourself and love yourself enough to, again, understand that your life moves on in a positive direction regardless of the additions that are coming in and out of your life. Your life is you, and you are whole on your own. And so I started off from that small perspective of experiencing new things. And as I was writing that love letter, I kind of understood that I see all that shit as scary, or I used to. I mean, I grew up with a dad that like would make what things that were supposed to be fun into something scary. Like, I'll never forget, we were on a trip, on a family trip to Hawaii, which, like, amazing, right? Like, as a kid in Hawaii, holy shit, like, I get to be in a new area, have a new experience. I get to see the world. So wonderful, right? This is a positive thing. This is a great thing. And then we had the opportunity to go out, and I can't remember if it was like scuba dive or like it was something where you go deeper into the water. And my mother and brother were definitely going to do it. And that sounded so fucking formal, saying mother, like my mom. I don't think we ever called her mother. Um, but like they were going to do it. And I, just being a kid, I was like, yeah, of course I'll do whatever activity my family is doing because, well, one, like as a kid, I don't really have much of a choice. But two, because that's what you just do. Like, if somebody else is going to do it, I don't think it's scary until it becomes scary. And the entire boat ride out, I had my dad, which in hindsight, now I understand was just projections of his own fears. Like, he didn't want to do the scuba diving or whatever the other activity was because it was scary to him. And maybe he had difficulty swimming, or maybe he had, his own things. But instead of saying that he was scared to do it, he convinced me that I was scared to do it. He was telling me, you know, the scary animals that are in the water, or the things that could go wrong, or just basically all of the negatives about what that activity could be. And I'd never experienced it ever in my life. So that's what I mean by things can become scary and anxiety can take over. And that's probably a reason why I have anxiety today, is because I had somebody that I grew up with who would be in my ear on something I had no idea, had never experienced, and didn't have a conclusion as to whether I wanted to do it or didn't want to do it. But instead, I had some outside opinion telling me all of the reasons why I might not want to do it because it is scary. And by the time we got out to the ocean and we made the decision to do an activity, I chose to do snorkeling with my dad because I was now scared to do the other activity. Like, I was legitimately scared that something bad was going to happen to me, even though I knew that my mom and my brother were going to do it. So it couldn't be that scary because they're willing to do it. But now it was scary to me and I no longer wanted to do it. And yes, I loved snorkeling. So like, I'm not going to sit here and complain like I'm out in Hawaii and I'm doing an activity in the ocean. Like, that's not what I'm complaining about. That's not the point of my story. The point of my story is that something that's meant to be fun or a new experience that I can't really make a judgment on because I've never done it is now scary to me. It is now something I don't want to do because I'm scared of it, even though I've never experienced it. And so you translate that into years later and trauma, relationships, all of that stuff that can affect what new things mean to you and how you move forward in the world. It can become scary. And so something as simple as deciding post-divorce, I don't want to retreat. I want to expand. I want to remain open. I want to remain open to people, things, experiences, and new memories. I want to remember that I want to live life. And that's what new experiences mean to me. To me, it means shutting off and closing yourself off, or opening yourself up to wanting to live your life. And it was wild to me writing this love letter that it was such a choice and a crossroads at my life. And I don't think I realized until now where the more I have done those things and opened myself up to new experiences, the more that it's less scary. I don't get as anxious. I don't think about the worst case scenarios. Instead, I just let myself go, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a good time. I'm going to be there, so I will make it a good time. And if it's not a good time, I will remove myself because I can, because I understand the logic of it rather than the fear of it. And I think that's also why, like, the way I vacation is different. Like, I used to be very type A because I felt like I had to plan my happiness. And now I just realize that I am my happiness. I am my good company. I am my good time. And so wherever I go and whatever I'm going to end up doing, I'm going to make the most of it because I'm open and I'm not afraid. I just know that I will figure it out. I will do it. I will enjoy life. It does not appear as scary to me as it used to. And it really was such a pivotal moment of my confidence journey that I made the decision to remain open to life. And that has caused me to do more things, to find out more things that I love about myself, and to ultimately love myself more because I'm more confident in the decisions I make, because I'm open and I understand from a different perspective that those decisions are not life-ending decisions. They are meant to be fun. They are meant to be new. They are meant to be exciting. And I think I genuinely have become more confident because I'm not living in that what if fear. I am now living in that I just want to try it. I just want to do it. I just want to live. And so this is the love letter that really helped me reflect on all of that. For someone who used to be so adverse to change, I love that you see the beauty in experiencing new things. Things you once found scary or hard to do because you felt anxious. You now see the same things as exciting and fun. A shift that wasn't easy to do, but you wanted to fully experience life, and you're taking steps towards doing that. Every new thing you try, a dance class, a hobby, a creative outlet, a new dish, makes you more comfortable with the unknown. And even though the idea of these things was nice, you liked the idea of trying them, you stopped yourself because you were scared. And now you welcome the new. You want to experience everything you can. You'd been craving security and safety in your life for so long, it took you a while to stop and realize that you are safe. You are secure. So change and new things were not a threat to your safety and security because you are safe now to experience them. I'm so happy you opened up to the world so that you could realize how amazing new is. How all these new experiences create memories that rewire how you think about the unknown, the new. You truly get to stop worrying and start living, because living is just trying, just being open to trying new things. And the more you try, the more you find out more things that you love, more things that make you, you. And after all that time where you were scared to try, now you get to truly love yourself by finding out more about yourself. With every new experience, there's less anxiety and more excitement to discover new ways to love life and to love yourself. And I love that you are leading your life with excitement now and not fear. You are leading with love. And it's like, honestly, it's weird to admit that I felt scared of so many things. I felt scared of scuba diving. I mean, I will give you an example of how deeply rooted this scared mindset was and this fearful mindset was to me, is that like over New Year's Eve, over that week, I was at a friend's lake house, and I think was it on New Year's Day? No, it was one of the days that week, and we're on a lake and there's people, across the way and whatnot. And we were out at the dock and we had seen people across the way, and like we're shouting over, kind of having conversation across the lake. And at one point my friend was like, "Oh, we should kayak over." And at first, my fearful mindset, because granted, when you make change, it doesn't mean that you just put an end or a stop in what you used to do. Like, you've rewired, but sometimes those old connections still come up. And it's now how you handle them that's different. It's now the fact that you don't let it stop you and you push past those thoughts and you continue on, doing what you want to do and not letting that stop you. But it doesn't mean that it won't come up. It just means that you'll handle it differently, and eventually it becomes less and less, and maybe it only pops up every now and again instead of all the time. And maybe, it's very rare for you to feel that old connection or that old mindset again. So for me, like, I don't feel it every time. It doesn't happen a ton. So I was kind of surprised that it popped up. And in my head, I start, like, mind you, we're kayaking like 20 feet across a lake that's a calm lake to go over there and come back, right? And in my head, I started to go down what would have been a rabbit hole, which would have stopped me, which was, I haven't kayaked in a long time. Okay, well, we're not together. Okay, like, what if something goes wrong? And, I don't know. Like, and what if we get over there and the people suck? I mean, these are all like social anxiety and just anxiety things that come up. It's just being afraid of nothing for the sake of being afraid, right? And so all these thoughts were coming in my head, and I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of hesitant. Like, maybe we don't. Like, sounds like, it could be fun, but like maybe we should just stay over here in our safe little bubble. And instead of letting those thoughts derail me, like, it seems so silly. I'm like, we're just kayaking across the lake. It's not that much of a big deal. We're not even going that far. It's not like we're crossing a whole fucking lake, which kayaking is fun, right? Or maybe fun to some people. I don't know. Maybe some people don't like kayaking, but it's supposed to be fun. And the idea of it is supposed to be fun. Like, there shouldn't be anything in my head that stops me from wanting to have fun. And in a safe way. And this wasn't a safe way, but my brain was like going back to that old wiring of being like, uh-oh, new thing. Oh, I don't know, new people. Ooh, seems scary. And I had to literally be like, okay, shut the fuck up, brain. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And if it sucks, we come right back. And luckily, my friend does not have the same limiting like thoughts in her mind. So she's like gung-ho about it, not going to let me say any hesitations and say no to it. So we do it. We had a great fucking time. It was so fun meeting those people. We kayak back. Like, it was so much fun. And those are the things that I used to not do, or I wouldn't do, because I would let those thoughts and those fears stop me from doing it when I hadn't even experienced it. So how do I know that it's going to be scary? How do I know that it's going to suck? I don't. I'll tell you another example. I was in Portugal, day one, met up with my friends, and we go to this like swimming, sort of like natural swimming cave or whatever. And you kind of like, there's like this sort of rock slab that goes in and the water gets really deep, and there's people swimming in it. There's people all the way, out. And normally it's not something I would have done. I'm like, it's cold, it's scary, it's deep. I don't know. Like, so many things could go wrong. In my head, so many things could go wrong. And I remember being like, literally saying, I think I said it out loud, like, this is normally something that I wouldn't do, so I'm going to fucking do it. And I got in and I swam and it was a great time. And I was so happy that I pushed myself to do it, because when you do something new, it's fucking fun. And if it isn't, you just get the fuck out, right? Like, I could have just been like, oop, nope, not for me, and come right back out. It doesn't have to be this scary thing. It doesn't have to be. And every time I have done something new and enjoyed myself, I'm rewiring how I think. I'm rewiring and becoming more confident that I will enjoy a new experience rather than be afraid of a new experience. And that leads me to be confident the next time I want to try something new, that I'm like, hey, we now have all of these new memories, this new memory bank that says, this is fun and this has been good for you, instead of this has been scary for you. And every time I add to that bank, I become more confident about wanting to do something new. And it really does feel good. The more you feel confident, the more you feel empowered, the more you feel like you trust yourself to try new things, the more that you will fuel your inner baddie to feel fucking badass. I feel badass every time I experience a new thing in life and love it, or enjoy it, or find some joy in it. Like, I truly do feel like a badass. I feel empowered, and then I want to do it more. And maybe you don't feel the same way about experiencing new things, but I'm sure there's something in your life that feels scary, or if you feel sort of a fear for, but it's not a reasonable fear. It's an unreasonable fear. And I want you to know that when you break that barrier, it feels better on the other side. You feel more confident. You feel more badass. You feel more empowered. And I want that for you. So whatever it is, whether it be trying new things, whether it be trying new things, whether it be experiencing new things, do what's going to ultimately lead you past that fear and into that openness to enjoy. All right, guys, with that, say it with me. I'm a fucking baddie. All right, love y'all till next time.